So I'm joined today by Meg O'Neill. Meg is the CEO of Woodside Energy. Bechtel and Woodside are working together right now, building the Pluto Train 2 expansion. And Meg, we're really thrilled that you've entrusted us to deliver this really important project for you. And of course, LNG, it's right at the center of the energy transition. In a cleaner fuel, an affordable fuel that weans the world off heavy hydrocarbons. But I think today what we wanted to really talk about was a little bit more of the people aspect of this. And construction, engineering, operations, it all requires that we provide people, resources, and environments for people to come and join what we're doing, stay, thrive, and ultimately, and particularly in the project world, when people move on, they leave the project with greater skills, be those technical, be those leadership skills, so that there's something to take away, that positive legacy that we build. And one of those things that Bechtel and Woodside are doing together on Pluto Train 2 is our respect program, which is as simple as the word that we use there, which is about really developing a safe, inclusive environment where everybody can come, participate, get involved with the project, bring all of their skills to bear, have a good time doing it, and really feel a positive personal experience, of course, for the really positive legacy that we're going to be leaving behind when we leave, and we hand this to you as a completed asset. So, Meg, it'd be really interesting to sort of get your perspectives from a Woodside point of view on this too.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. It's great to see you again and great to be able to have this discussion with you. Look, I think the RESPECT program really is a great example of something that differentiates the Pluto project from many other projects here in Western Australia. It's a very hot job market here. I think that's true in many places around the world. And so for prospective employees who have plenty of choice between government-funded infrastructure projects or mining projects or things like the LNG investment, they're going to be looking at the intangibles. So shift patterns and things like that are important, but what's really going to make a difference in attracting the talent that we need to construct these significant projects is this a place where an individual can go and feel safe? Is it a place where the individual can really build their skill set, do something that improves their future employability, and really be part of an opportunity that matters? And I think the RESPECT project, really gets to the heart of what matters to many people, which is just feeling like they are valued as individuals, their contribution makes a difference, and their individual career development is important. So it's an important project that we're working on together. I think it does differentiate Pluto Train 2 from many other projects in the sector. And, it's been great to actually see the talent that we've been able to attract.
It really is. We want people to be going home and having conversation with their family and the children and being really proud of what we're doing together. Really proud of being part of the construction of the energy infrastructure of the future. And of course, part of that comes with technology and innovations, things that make what we do cool. Of course, I think construction is really cool anyway. But part of that is, how do we figure out how to make construction even safer than what it is, than an environment that we really want to foster on our projects? How do we make the work easier? How do we take the robotic automated things away so that actually, when our people come as part of this, they're using their judgment, they're really bringing all of their skills to bear. And I know we're doing some of those things with drone technology on the projects, with additional automation in how we do welding, for example, how we do surveying, for example, how we operate some of the machinery. So, that we're really using people for all of the skills that they bring. And keeping them out of harm's way, and again making it really exciting and easier to get the job done. It's a really key mitigant for us in a labor environment the world over, which is really heated right now. And we're excited to be doing our part in that as we're constructing the project.
I think there's a couple of things that are really exciting for our people. First off is being part of a culture that really values them as individuals and lets them thrive and develop their careers. But the other thing that's exciting is a chance to be part of something new and to be part of that wave of innovation. And we've got a number of really interesting examples at Woodside that complement the sort of things that you've talked about in the project space. Doing inspections near flares, for example. It used to be you could only really look at your flare tower when you were shut down for safety reasons, and now you can use technology to do some of that work. We're automating things like the routines in the plant. So instead of having an operator who has to walk up to the second deck of the plant when it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, and walk around surveilling fin fans, you get a robot to do it. Again, taking some of these really mundane, unpleasant tasks out of the hands of humans so that our highly trained operators can really focus on the things that make a difference. I think these sorts of technology innovations, really do excite the workforce, and it's something that differentiates us from many others when we're going to universities and trying to attract and bring new talent into the business.
Absolutely. But maybe, just as I sort of really think about, construction and just some of the fundamental basics of it that just never change, which is it's people, it's teams working together, it's hands, it's our minds, thinking through how we do tasks, and all of this, takes great leadership amongst our teams, and leadership is a team sport on these big projects, which again sort of touches back on the respect program that we're working on together, which is it's not just about growing technical skills, but growing leadership skills, really having a culture of care on our projects, because we're asking our teams to be away from the homes, away from the families. They're in remote locations. It's a challenging job at the best of times. It's a stressful and environment. But when people feel, really empowered in their teams, we celebrate all the success of a good job. Sometimes, things do go wrong. That's the nature of our business, but we provide a safe environment for people so that we can really foster learning and development. There's always something positive to be taken from anything that happens. And, that also really speaks to some of the great work that Bechtel and Woodside are doing together, building this project. And again, ultimately leaving behind, a really positive legacy at the end of, a multi-year construction period.
Yeah, I think that conversation on leadership is really important, Paul. And when we think about the project worlds, Bechtel brings tremendous expertise in this space. We, of course, are going to operate the facility for the next 20, 30 plus years. One of the things that really stands out is trust and the importance of partnerships. And when we did a lot of work on our Woodside values as part of the merger last year, one of the things we really wanted to emphasize was trust and partnerships. The way we will succeed is, we will succeed together, and bringing the right mindset. And I think the Bechtel Woodside partnership is a great example of this, where we've got good, open, transparent lines of communication from the coalface, the craftsperson on the tools, in your side, and the Woodside counterpart on our side, all the way up to the top of the house. And that transparency allows us to really navigate through those difficult times that inevitably will happen. But to have that foundation, it really needs to be underpinned by respect, and it's respect at the corporate levels. And that, I think, has been a key reason why the respect at the project site is so successful, is it is underpinned by that mutual trust and that true belief in partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. It's we all know that our teams look to us for how we behave, how we interact, how we support each other. It doesn't mean to say that there isn't constructive challenge in there, but I think the clue is kind of in the constructive word that's in there, because what we do and how we behave is going to get emulated by our team. So we hold ourselves to a really high standard in how we choose to approach, what is, a really challenging thing that we do and that we love doing. And I guess, Meg, just sort of in conclusion from us, again, thank you for entrusting us with the delivery of Pluto Train 2. It really is just an absolute pleasure working together with the Woodside team. For me, it's been a long personal journey that goes back multiple projects ago, where with the two of our teams really came together and found that unique chemistry, and really looking forward to continuing to drive that all of the way through the project through to a safe completion of Pluto Train 2. So thanks very much, Meg.
Thanks, Paul. Really appreciate those comments. And I think those comments embody one of the things that is core to attracting and retaining talent is that sense of purpose and that sense of being part of something that's bigger than just an individual job. The relationship between our two companies has gone back many years. We hope it goes many years into the future beyond Pluto Train 2. And it is a relationship that's underpinned with trust and deep mutual respect. And that's the sort of culture that people in the industry, be they professional people or tradespeople, they look for. Again, it's a very hot labor market, and the opportunity to be part of an organization that is doing something really meaningful. We're building something that is going to improve people's lives, both here in Australia and for our customers around the world.